your best.
Thank you for that point you raised, especially as regards sustainability,
Yes.
because we have reached out to some of the other beneficiaries, some people who have been involved, and I think the major worry of some of the beneficiaries, especially at Kujuba,
Yeah.
as when we mentioned, that you mentioned, we were there,
Yeah.
and they were so worried that the donor agencies will be leaving, and most of them are crying to the government and saying, oh, what will happen to us? Many of them are still trying to get back to their feet when it comes to livelihood, when it comes to poverty. So what are you looking at in that direction from your office and from the angle of the humanitarian ministry in catering for that sustainability and exit plan for these NGOs? What are the strategies in place right now?
Good. The strategies in place is that, humanitarian affairs, as I tell you, cannot go alone. But line NDS are there, like Minister of Youth,
Okay.
Minister of Women Affairs,
Okay.
like SEMA,
Okay.
like Minister of Agriculture, Minister of Health, and other agencies that are working hand in hand tirelessly to ensure that the training that they have now received from the donor agencies in partnership with the Yobe State government under the umbrella of Minister of Humanitarian Affairs is that at the end of the day, as I earlier told you, donor agencies will leave.
Yes.
And Yobe State government now trying its suitable best to see that in partnership and collaboration with the civil society organization in the state.
The
And
national
now,
organization.
yeah,
Good.
national NGOs and faith-based organizations, they have an umbrella in the state. That is, we call it Network of Yobe Civil Society Organization.
Yes.
So we are using that network of civil society organizations to ensure that issue of advocacy, sensitization, enlightenment on the job itself. Because when you say you have empowered somebody, if you didn't train him as expected, and without high level of awareness and the advocacy to some stakeholders within the domains of the affected local governments in the state, sky will not be the enemy. But with the proper advocacy and sensitization on how even to make, how even to operate those starter kits that are being given to them, the technical know-how for how to operate so that they can succeed is a key. With this, not only the civil society, but we engage some agencies under the government, whereby in terms of emergency, we use SEMA as an agency under us.
Okay.
And in terms of some issue related to GBB issues, there are gender-based value, gender-based issues, whereby we have to engage Ministry of Women Affairs to intervene. And there are issues that we have to engage Ministry of Youth to intervene, because it is different clusters
Yes.
with different activities and mandates. So we have to engage these guys MDS so that at least we can succeed at the end of the day.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you very much. Can we just talk briefly about the funding mechanisms, your own participation, perception, and how you perceive, it's the perception, how you perceive how international organizations relate with MDAs, relate with the state government,
Yes.
how they relate with local or national organizations. I want you to discuss a bit on what's from your own lens, what is the relationship like? Is it cordial? Is it better? Does it need improvement? Something like that. I would like you to share light on that.
Yes, the relationship with the donor agencies and part of the government, since we are doing an agency, is cordial.
Okay.
But when we say cordial, there are a lot of things. Maybe in one way or the other, we'll find some little gaps whereby now Minister of Humanitarian will now come in as a mother minister to intervene. Because, in terms of funding, these national NGOs, there are certain proposals that they have to submit through donor agencies so that when they access the fund, they will now make use of that fund judiciously for our own people to benefit,
Sure.
based on what they have brought, based on their thematic area of operation. Every donor agency has its own thematic area of operation.
Yes.
Some are into protection, some are into nutrition, some are into livelihood, some are into education. So these are the kind of things. So our relationship is cordial, but sometimes in terms of coordination, we are still calling for some of the donor agencies. When they come to your this Minister of Humanitarian is the door. They have to knock our door so that we now give them, these are certain areas that we want them to intervene. If it is livelihood, if it is education, it is the Madam Ministry who will now guide them and put them through. So these are the little
Like
gaps that we are
strengthening
now
of more partnership.
good. We want the partnership to be very
Or collaboration.
strong and collaboration. And the collaboration is, sincerely speaking, is very strong because OCHA is there.
Yeah.
OCHA is there in the state. The representative of OCHA in the state, Mr. David Libare, is here coordinating all the donor agencies, national donor agencies in the state, and in controlling the donor agencies in the state. He's trying his best to see that the relationship between the government, the relationship between the government and the other donor agencies are very cordial. Because if there is a synergy,
Yeah.
between them, then at least the relationship will be up to them. If there is no synergy between the donor agencies and the government, then there must be a problem. But the relationship, to be frank, is a bit cordial. We are working as expected. Just only that, as I earlier told you, in terms of coordination and other things, we will not say there are no little gaps. There are some little gaps, but we are trying our best to see that even the little gaps that we have now amend them so that the issue of
So that leads us